Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a brow routine slash tutorial that I've been meaning to film since I started my channel. But before I get into this brow routine video, if you're new here, I post new tutorials and reviews several times a week. And if this is something that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you can be alerted when I post new content. So I am feeling uncomfortably close to the camera right now. So as far as grooming my brows go, I usually do one of two things. I have an at-home wax kit. I use these cute little wax strips, and what I do is I'll cut them into smaller pieces to make it easier to shape my brows. But in between waxing, I'll just tweeze my stray brows. If you've never had your brows shaped before, this is how I do it. Everyone's different, but the easiest way is to I use the spoolie. Match the spoolie up against the bridge of your nose, roughly. Oh, this is so hard in the freaking monitor. Yeah, if you line the spoolie up roughly with the bridge of your nose, that's about where you want your brows to start. And then from that same point, if you tilt it on an angle where your nose is to where the edge of your eye is, that's roughly where you want your brows to end. And where my arch starts lines up roughly within the center of my eye. If you're trying to reshape your brows, the best approach is to probably let them overgrow and then take your brow pencil and draw in the shape you want and then to tweeze around them, if that makes sense. Because sometimes if you go in and just tweeze randomly without any product on your brows, it can sometimes be difficult to see the end shape that you want. So basically, I just take my spoolie, we'll start with this one, and just comb through my brows to start off. This also removes any powder or foundation that might have settled into your brows. I know a lot of people do their brows first, but I always do mine after my face makeup is on. So the first step in my brow routine is to go in with a brow pencil. Typically, I have always had problems with brow pencils. They're never in the right shade for me. They're always either too light or too taupe or too red. They seem to only be available in two shades, light brown and dark brown. There really doesn't seem to be much in between. So I've always had problems finding products that work for me. A lot of the dark brown products just don't work for me. They just make my eyebrows look muddy. But not too long ago, I found this brow product from NYX, and it is the Sculpt and Highlight Brow Contour Pencil. It has an eyebrow pencil on one end and a highlighter on the other, and it was available in the shade black. I'm not sure why it's such a pain to find black eyebrow products, but this was one of the first products that I was able to find in a drugstore that was available in my shade. So I don't go too crazy with my brow products, only because I don't like a totally opaque brow. It's not a good look for me. I just fill them in enough just so they look polished. So what I usually do is I don't start here. I start a little bit inwards first, and I just do tiny little strokes. This is so much harder to do here than in my bathroom. Brows can be a little tricky. You never know when it's going to be a good brow day. Then I'll just come up front and just lightly touch up the front. The less heavy you go at the front of your eyebrows, the more natural they'll look. That looks harsher. Does it look harsher? So far, those brows are cousins. They are definitely not twins. You never know when it's going to be a good brow day. So the second part of my brow routine is to go in with a brow gel. This is from Essence. It's called Make Me Brow. Benefit also makes a decent brow product, but it's also a lot more pricey. It's about $30, whereas this is only $3 or $4. So I love this product because of how tiny the brush is. I also have another brow mascara from NYX. Which is also an excellent product, but the brush is a lot bigger. So I have this in the shade Brownie Brows, which technically is their deeper shade. It doesn't come across as brown to me. It's more of a light ashy black, so it blends in perfectly with my eyebrows. So I usually will start applying this midway into my brow. I don't start at the front because I don't want a lot of product placed up there. So I just sort of go in and follow the shape of my brows. And then whatever's left over, I just comb up and place up front. If you get a goop, like I just did, the best way to get rid of it is just to take your spoolie and just gently comb it through. And that just picks up any excess product that may be in your brows. Basically, if you leave the front of your brows slightly untouched, they just look a lot more natural and less penciled in. So this is basically what my eyebrows look like when they're done. You have your good brow days and you have your not so good brow days. So this is what my brows look like with the rest of my makeup on. All my makeup details will be listed in the description box below. I hope you enjoyed my brow routine video. If you did, give it a thumbs up so I know. Hit that subscribe button so you can be alerted when I post new tutorials. Thank you for taking the time to watch, and I will see you next time. Bye!